Welcome to MHFA 2001, Youth Mental Health First Aid. This course is designed and developed to assist individuals that work with youth and adolescents. According to IBCCES 2020, when teachers do receive training, most of it involves classroom management and legal requirements, with very little to no focus on student mental health. This e-learning course will provide professionals with the mental health vocabulary, cyclopedias, national laws, reporting laws, case studies, role-play scenarios, and discussions to assist you with youth experiencing mental health problems. Hello, and welcome to MHFA 2001, Youth Mental Health First Aid. My name is Happy Noggin, and I want to thank you for taking the steps to plan, spot, and act with the youth within your school's community. Module 1's lesson is comprised of the ALGEE plan. On each slide, you will find our ALGEE plan to reference throughout this course. If you shall have a question or need assistance throughout this course, please email your instructor located on your registration application. By the end of Module 1, you will be able to recite the ALGEE action plan for youth mental health. It is best for you and your team to have the following materials to impact your lesson. Please be sure to have a laptop or desktop computer, a writing utensil, and blank pieces of paper. Now, let's get to work and make a difference one student at a time. Let's take a look at Module 1's topics. You will begin your learning at what is youth mental health, followed by mental health problems in youth, and the mental health ALGEE action plan. After those three sections, you will be introduced to using the ALGEE plan. After you've completed all four sections, you will be given an end of module or EOM assessment to test your knowledge. EOMs provide unlimited trials. All EOMs must be passed with an 80% or higher to obtain certification and proceed to Module 2. To begin, please use the mouse to click the green section labeled What is Youth Mental Health? Youth mental health is very important to your school's community. It is estimated that half of all mental health disorders begin at age 14 in adolescence. As a first aid responder, you are there to offer help to a person with mental health problems or experiencing a mental health crisis. It is important to note that youth mental health first aid is not a substitute for counseling, medical care, peer support, or treatment. Always seek additional support from licensed professionals and to follow your school district's guidelines for reporting to professionals. Youth mental health problems are common in adolescents that are associated with the stigma. In your community, help is not always readily available to assist. It is important that you stay calm and utilize the ALGEE method until professionals may be contacted. It is important to note that minutes may feel like hours. Do not try to be a hero. Just provide the ALGEE plan. The individuals you are dealing with may not know they have a mental health problem, or they may have been diagnosed. Individuals with mental health problems often do not seek help. This has resulted in majority of people not being informed or knowing how to respond to the mental health problems. Let's test your knowledge. Answer the following question. What is not a substitute of youth mental health? The video is a dramatization of responding to mental health crisis. Watch as the officers handle the situations. We will discuss further after we watch. Your role is attached to your teaching certification. You must follow all mandatory reporting laws, privacy rights of young people, and when to communicate with parents and guardians of those young people. You may click on each action item to review your responsibilities within your role. Let's begin to explore the various disorders in adolescence. In groups, you will gather in an online room and you will select the one disorder from the main page. Once a disorder has been claimed by a group, it is no longer eligible for use. Once you have selected your disorder, you will define the disorder through research and provide 3 examples in which your group has spotted this behavior within your classroom. Please remember, you shall not use any names or personal information to describe your examples. Please remember the privacy rights of young people. After you have completed your findings, please be prepared to collaborate on a presentation to inform your peers on the disorder of your team's choice. Each member is responsible for a slide within your presentation. Use the article provided by your instructor as your reference point to your presentation. Let's test your knowledge. Review the following definition and select the answer you believe to be correct. Once you have selected your answer, please click Finish. You did amazing! Welcome to Section 2 of Module 1. To start Section 2, use your mouse to click Mental Health Problems in Youth. Changes can be varied throughout situations you may endure. No one solution of these changes may work. The ultimate goal is for you to assess, listen, give, and encourage. As you can see, the Youth Mental Health First Aid Responders Guide provides us with a game board such as Trouble, Monopoly, or Scramble for you, the responder, to identify the related areas of changes. On the next few slides, we will address those game pieces and attaching examples to those various ways to change. Typical adolescent development start with a physical change. Some of those changes can be a change in hormones, unexpected change in height or weight, or they are becoming more focused on physical concerns. Can anyone give me another example of a physical change they may notice? Our second change is mental. A few examples are developing more abstract thinking skills, using logic reasoning more in decision making, and developing their own beliefs or beginning to question authority. Our third set of adolescence development is emotional changes, which impact quick changes, feel more intensely, or risk taking and impulsive behavior. Social changes include the student possibly experimenting with different levels of social and cultural identity. Peer influences increases, such as vaping or partying, or other forms can be sexual identity and learning how to manage relationships romantically or professionally. While all of these developments increase the identity of youth mental health, resiliency is what most youth pass through adolescence with relatively little difficulty despite all of those changes. Youth tend to thrive, mature, and increase their competence while being quite resilient. You are almost there. Welcome to Section 3 of Module 1. To start Section 3, use your mouse to click Mental Health ALGEE Action Plan. Now, as you have been following along with each slide, you have noticed the ALGEE plan in the right corner of your screen. Now let's go through this plan so that we can assess, listen, give, and encourage. We're also going to begin by watching this video called Better Ways to Prevent Suicide. Whoa! We have covered a lot of material. Let's take a quick pit stop to discuss this question. Have you ever dealt with someone who has shown signs or causing harm to themselves or others? Take a few minutes to answer the questions and stretch. Together, we will read the Instruments of Assessment of Suicide Risk. If you have questions, be sure to jot them down and ask your questions in the group chat to be answered by your instructor. First, we begin with A of the ALGEE plan. This is a key step to the plan as we must zone in and assess for signs of risk of suicide or harm. In this research article, we will highlight ways in which risk of suicide and harm may be assessed. Next, we have L of the ALGEE plan. This is where we must listen non-judgmentally. This includes smiles, laughters, tears, or any other expression. The youth must feel comfortable to speak with you. If you believe you are not fit to handle this, it is always best to reach out to your school's guidance team and administration for help. G is the next letter for the ALGEE plan. This is where we will give reassurance and information to the best of our knowledge. It is key that you do not lie or make up information as it may harm the conversation down the road. The first E in the letter for ALGEE plan is where we will encourage appropriate professional help. Please be sure to seek guidance from your administration and guidance department before making a decision on your own. Each state and individual district has their plan of method for addressing these action items. The second E, which is also the last letter of the ALGEE plan, is where we will encourage self-help and other support strategies. It is important to note that we cannot force a student to receive help. Do not go above your means to help if the student is not wanting it. You do have an obligation to report any concerns or signs of abuse to the Children's Protective Services and school counselors. Please be sure to seek guidance from your administration and guidance department. Now that we have addressed each section of the ALGEE plan, watch this scenario presented by Jack.org based out of Canada for mental health first aid. Please note this is a dramatization and not a real scenario. Be prepared to answer how you would address the situation in your ALGEE training. Enjoy this 13-minute and 39-second video on mental health first aid role-play video. As important as it is for you to use the ALGEE plan, you must also look at yourself along the way. Ask these questions to yourself when taking care of the first aider. Have I decided what I will do for self-care? Who can I debrief with now? If I feel upset or distressed later, who can I call? If I share with others, how do I ensure the confidentiality of the young person? Do I or my family need a break? Congratulations and welcome to Section 4 of Module 1. After this section, you will be redirected to the end of module course assessment. This will happen as soon as you click Complete. Please do not shut any windows during the authentication process of your EOM. When you finish answering all of the questions, please click Submit. If you receive less than an 80%, please click Retake. To start Section 4, use your mouse to click Using the ALGEE plan. For each slide that's coming up, as a group, you will discuss the topics within a crisis scenario. Explain how you would use ALGEE in the following situations. Each situation is different. Be prepared to write your thoughts down while also being prepared to address the class with your plan of ALGEE. Congratulations, you've completed all 4 sections of Module 1. Once you select Begin, you will be redirected to our end of module course assessment. Please do not shut any windows during the authentication process of your EOM. When you finish answering all the questions, please click Submit. If you receive less than 80%, please click Retake. Welcome to Section 2 module, Most Common Issues Within Mental Illness. In this section, you will expand upon your vocabulary and individually assess, listen, give, and encourage. Click Continue to proceed to the overview of this section.